Good morning, guys. Bonjour. My kettle's just boiling, so I'm here, but I'm gonna have to step away for a moment, um, just to pour the water into my cup. How's everybody doing this morning? Oh, let me put the light on. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Let me see the chat. Bless ups, Willie, Sir, Just Jam. Blessings, Gina. Gina, I got the box, Gina. After you asked me earlier in the day, it came in the later afternoon, so that's here. I didn't open it yet. I have to do a a 2022 unboxing video of everything I got for the year because I didn't do not one unboxing. Um, Hold on, I'm going live chat because I'm missing a lot of you. Bless ups to Can't Stop Walking But Love Mowing. Bless ups Badass 93 Stang. Bless ups Carbon Q. And okay, my kettle's just boiling. I'm gonna step away for a minute just to Oh, you're in the streets. Okay. Um, Bless ups Lashes Journey. I'm just gonna pour my tea. It's just boiled, but give me 1 second. I'll just press mute, but I'm here. Okay, I'm back. Ooh. Sorry. All right. My StreamYard is slow as usual, so I'm gonna have to be looking into my phone. But bless ups to Tribe of Kings and Bougie Prepper. Bless ups to you. Yeah, that's who I'm missing. Okay, I'm not gonna be overly long today because it's a mild day here, and I do want to also head on the streets and get some stuff accomplished. Um, the title is straightforward, but before I go there, anybody, maybe Lashes or Gina, I don't know who was on Planters Live. Bless ups, Broke Farmer. Anybody who was on Planters Live Thursday night. I was there, but then I had to turn the volume down because I got an important call from a friend who just needed to talk. So, did you guys get a date to start the herb contest? Bless up, Steve Mood. I'm not sure if there was a date discussed because I was watching him, but I wasn't hearing him. And nobody wrote it in the chat. Bless ups, Jeep Girl 1979. Make it go viral. I see you there. Bless ups to you as well. Um, did anybody get a in Planter Gardens Live? Did we have a date that we're starting the herb garden for the other grow off? Anyways, let me know if somebody was there. Let me know. Um, I totally missed it, and I didn't want to. It's almost like you're like, can I call you back later? Because you're just this is my usual time for these certain shows, but I had to take the call. She needed to talk. This is the same friend that's taking care of her father who's with pancreatic cancer, so it's end of life care, and just need to talk about fun stuff in general, and some issues as well as how to set boundaries because sometimes people just come over too often and it's not really helpful. Okay, you didn't hear a date, Gina. Thanks. Okay, I'll maybe Fifi might know if she comes in here. Okay, so I really don't know why this device is so slow with it. Like it's really I have a direct internet connection. I took off the Wi-Fi, plugged it directly into the laptop, and you guys will not believe how slow it looks for me on the screen. Yeah, Fifi might know if she pops in. Okay, so we're talking today about a couple of things, maybe two things. I want to keep it under an hour today, to an hour if possible, but who knows when I start talking. Let me drop the link. Hold on. Give me a second here to pin the link. Yeah, I was in and out and got a call, then I had to handle some stuff. I actually spent some time editing videos this week. Today I'm planning on recording 2 videos. The lettuce hydroponics that I did, and another video. I can't remember. I have a notepad. Hold on. I'm not sure. Bougie is asking Tribe of Kings. Okay, sorry for those announcements before I start. Announcements. For those who don't know, you can type hashtag urban in the chat and you can drop your link. Um, Please don't say anything else beyond that. Just some people like to come and advertise their channel in other people's lives. We're not doing that over here. I'll just delete your comment. And if I'm in a foul mood, I'll just probably block you or time you out for like 10 hours. So like, let's not do that. So you can type hashtag urban and you can drop your link and let people go and click on and see what they find over there. And if they like the content, they'll certainly join. If they don't, then they'll just move it along. Um, I think it's what else do I have to announce? Yeah, keep the chat as always. I don't think anyone here doesn't know, but respectful and civil. We can disagree, but respectful and civil. But I don't think there's any problem with that because most of you have been here all since the beginning. And I have it on subscriber mode just to keep out any bots. Yeah, whatever. In a foul mood. I'll get further out. It's important. Support the community. There's people here now. We're getting more people from different communities. It's not just gardening. There's homesteading. There's two-way. There's crafters. There's people who sew. I guess they're called sewists. There's preppers. Different people. Just check out each other and support if you can. Um, and some people go live, some people don't, but just check them out and support each other's channel. So throughout the chat, you can drop hashtag urban. I've set up the membership. I have Nightbot dropping the link for that. So every so often, after some people could not find depending on their device, it doesn't have a join button, but you'll see Nightbot dropping out the membership throughout the chat. Nightbot also will put the weather in. If you type weather, your city and state, or another city and state, if you're curious, it will drop the weather for that location. Uh, I'm usually here Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock. For anybody who's in the bushes or who knew, 9 o'clock, maybe a bit earlier, give or take. And that's pretty much it. Gardening based channel, but we talk about all kind of stuff on Saturdays. Um, yeah, we're all preppers in our own right. Exactly. So let's just check each other out and support. You'll see some of the same people in various other chats throughout these streets. We haven't seen Bougie go live again. I know she's probably afraid of running the live. She had somebody in the basement. I thought it was all Bougie last time. Bougie, I thought it was you until I saw uh DD come up from the bushes. I'm like, oh, that's what she's doing. Oh, you need to be to drop a link, sure. And then she's like, click, 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 click. She ain't clicking nothing. She has the elf in the basement doing all the work. That was slick. That was smooth, Bougie. But Bougie went live for the first time, had a lot of people there, but she hasn't gone live yet. So we're waiting. We're here waiting for Bougie to go live again. Um, and she does her cast iron. I don't even know what day, I forgot. Cast iron meals, and she does a meal to practice using her preps. Gina versus Gina is doing budgeting and also meal prepping. I went through her old playlists. Gina versus Gina needs help with watch hours. If you're already connected with her, please run her playlist. I think she still needs to watch hours. I haven't heard any different. And some of the old videos of the meal preps, I'm like, I need to get back to that. I haven't meal prepped because I don't have a deep freezer. So that's I'm going to be working on that. I think Make This Go Viral has two channels. I don't know which one, the difference between each of them, but I think she does like news about violent crimes or what's going on in the news. Badasses does cars and fixing up cars. D Mood is gardening. Bougie's prepping and gardening. I think she was against gardening, but now we got her into the gardening, so she's one of us now. Hey, my Renaissance Grandma, blessings to you. Renaissance Grandma does natural remedies and stuff. She also sells products on her Etsy store. So check her about page for her Etsy store to see what she's selling. A lot of people have bought her products, her seasonings, even some natural bug spray and different things that she has. Check her out. Bless ups, Papa's Kitchen. Um, I think. Oh yeah, okay. I see Broke Farmer. Broke Farmer goes live usually on Sundays. I think it's every other Sunday or something to that effect. And he also does a lot of videos, so you don't have to even watch live. He has a lot of content dropping tips about broke farming and doing things on a budget, buying things on a budget, and growing your food. I see Carbon Q's here. She does a 2A, but she is revamping. So we're waiting to see what she's going to revamp to, if it's going to still be 2A or something else. I'm just trying to see who I saw in the chat. I'm newly connected to Tribe of Kings. I saw an intro video because a Carbon Q put on her community tab. So I think he's going to be 2A as well. I'm not sure if it's a one person or a crew. I'm not clear on that. I think it's one person. And Jeep Girl, I'm not sure yet. I have to check her out. But yeah, just check each other out and see what's going on in these streets. Let me have some of my tea. And Papa's Kitchen, I know, is food. I believe I'm not sure if it's one of the keto channels that I watch that does keto food. Oh, she Make This Go Viral, which is Ms. V, does true crime on MTG TV and Network Grow on this channel. Okay, so that's the connecting channel. And that's Ms. V. All right, so that's the announcements and shouting out everybody that's here so far. And so we're just gonna I'm not gonna belabor the point. So it's the new year. I think I mentioned last week of setting some goals. I'm making a suggestion. Let's make some goals. Let's write them down. There's something about writing things down. Now you can do it in a notebook. You can do it in your cell phone, on a tab in your cell phone. You can create a vision board if you're into all that arts and crafts. You know, however you want to do it to kind of motivate yourself, but you need to kind of see what your goals are. Yeah, YT notifications are terrible. Somebody will be live and I'll be watching them on my phone or the laptop, and the notification will come in 20 minutes after I've been in the live. So don't rely on the notifications. That's why it's good that some of us kind of keep the same day and time so that people kind of look and see, are you live or not, just in case. Blessings to you, Howard J. So back to the goals. So set goals for 2023. And it's good to write them down because you need to see what you've accomplished. You need to check and see where you are on your checklist to kind of keep yourself in I don't know, let's say like keep on schedule with your goals. So I'm suggesting we do 9 goals. So goal 1 to 3 will be something that you can accomplish in 3 to 6 months. Goal 4 to 6 will be some things that you can accomplish by the end of 2023 or maybe by January of 2024. Blessings to you, Donna Divine Prepping. And then a goal 7 to 9 will be goals that you want to accomplish in the next 1 to 3 years. Write them down, just, what it is. So for me, I want to share one of my 2 to 5 year, 1 to 3 year goals. Sorry, 1 to 3 goals is getting a small homestead or something where I can grow livestock without any issues, of zoning, everything, more acreage, and so forth. So I'm going to write that down. Now, after I write everything down, maybe in the week, I'm going to start going through and being more specific on what I want in terms of the homestead. Some things it doesn't apply. If you want to save some money, you don't need to go into as much detail maybe, but some things you do. So I want a homestead. What does that mean? That could mean anything. I need to start writing down what I want on the homestead before I buy it. Things that I want already on the property. So, I want a house on there. I don't want raw land. And the reason for that is I don't know how it works in your city or state. If I buy raw land, I can't get a mortgage. You have to buy it out cash. Yeah, I have peppermint tea too, guys. D Mood and Lashes peppermint tea. And I got another cup from the dollar store because I break cups all the time. But I don't like this mint. There's certain kind of mints and they all taste different. I think this is spearmint. I don't love the one. I like the Jamaican mint, but I think that's black mint. So, and put a timeline on it. And well, you don't You can, but you don't pressure yourself. Don't make the timeline a pressure, and then if you didn't get it done, you fail. But set out, be specific. So if I want a homestead, I want a house on it, preferably all the infrastructure, the water set up in the garden beds, and extra water pumps or whatever. I maybe would want a well. I definitely would want a well, as well as city water. I want the option of both. I want maybe a greenhouse or something already on the property. Hopefully, I want what else do I want? Just be specific about what you want. That's all I can tell you. And this may take you today, it may take you a week to get it done. There's no rush, but just be specific about what your goals are and what you want. And then you need to start thinking about, how can I accomplish these goals, or what's preventing me from moving forward? And a lot of the time it's usually money. Um it's usually money. Money, it's usually fear, it's usually lack of support in your family circle. I don't know, what it could be. It's different for everybody. It's completely different. I can talk in generalities, but you're gonna have to apply it to you. Blessings, she said, I see you here. Um and you need to I see you, Broke Farmer. I'm putting it on the screen, but then on my screen it doesn't show that it's this is really slow. Pray for this computer. I need to get something changed or upgraded. Um Hey, bless ups to pimp. Okay, thank you for sliding through. So just write it down, because, and that's even true at what Broke Farmer is saying. Some people don't set goals because they either don't set goals or they don't talk about it. Because I know one person told me they don't want to say anything because the people around them will make them a laughing stock, or they'll put them down and be very negative. And then it's like you you stop dreaming. You don't want to dream anymore. And I don't really believe in that. Oh, thanks for joining the membership, Gina versus Gina. We need to dream. And if anybody has allowed you to stop dreaming, and we're all grown folks, but it doesn't matter. Some things have happened even in our past, and it's still lingering there. And it's kind of there, like a negative voice. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't do that. Or you can't, no, that's not true. You need to start telling these lies to shut up. These voices in your head to shut up. And my family thinks, well, they know I'm not crazy, but sometimes I'll be sitting around, and we'll be sitting around and just whatever, and they'll literally hear me say out loud, shut up. And they're like, who is she? And then they know, like, I'm talking to a thought in my mind that's negative, and I'm saying out loud. I don't do this in public. I say out loud, shut up, because I want it, like, to kill it in its tracks. Because if you allow those thoughts to keep going, my goodness, you're not going to move forward. So I have goals. Some of the goals, and for all of you, you don't have to share these goals. These goals can be private to yourself, for your own, between you and your partner and maybe your children. Because if you have a family, you need to have some family goals, especially if you're living together, that is. If you're not living together, then, if you're living together, you need to have some goals. Um and that's what that's what I'm doing. I've been around people that every year they write goals. They set goals down. We actually have an accountability group, and it's like, okay, we share these goals in this group where it's a safe space, and then we hold each other accountable. You said last year you're going to do X, Y, and Z. Have you even started the steps to move towards the X, the Y, and Z? Um yeah, exactly, Carbon PT. It shuts you down, and it limits your, and it's the only thing that can limit you is yourself. But when you have traumas and things that happen to you, it's not so easy. It's not so cut and dry. It's not, definitely not so black and white. That's for certain. And a lot of people I know personally, that's how they feel, and they don't even want to dream because they don't want to get their hopes up, and then it doesn't get accomplished. They're made to feel stupid because if they shared it with somebody, oh, you see, I told you so. I told all this talk. And they're at a place now where they're doing stuff, but they're like I'm doing. I'm moving in silence. There's some things that I do that you will hear about when it's finished. You're not going to hear about me dreaming, writing it down. You're not going to hear about how I'm working towards it. You'll hear about it when it's finished. But when it comes to like the homestead, I can share that publicly. It doesn't have any negative impact on me if it takes longer, if it doesn't work out smoothly. It doesn't bother me. If someone says, "Oh, it doesn't bother me." So I'll share that. Some of the other things, not so much. And that's the same thing for you all. Don't share everything with everybody. Some things you need to write in your cell phone, so that's locked away in a private folder that nobody will ever look at, only you, so that you can keep track of your goals. I was writing goals down this morning. Yeah, and you can modify them. It's not written in stone, but you need to start visualizing how you want 2023 to look. It's not just going to happen and fall from the sky. Well, not for me, not in my experience. There are some things that fall from the sky, but in general, I have to have a plan and a map and moving in a particular direction. And most times when I start moving in a particular direction, I'm finding the end of 2022 and even to now, there are a lot of distractions. And distractions are not always negative things. I'm finding I'm having a lot of distractions. There are things that are trying to take away my time, my energy, make me feel tired and fatigued. And I have to put my foot down. And putting my foot down is setting clear boundaries, as I've talked about a few months ago. I'm just trying to find the link so I can pin it for you guys. Um, I'm trying to, and handle things and move it along. For instance, I'm having some issue with the tenant, not really issue, but something's going on. I don't even want to talk about it. Something's going on between the two of them. It's two partners, and one knows the information, but the other doesn't. But they're both being given the information from. So something's going on over there. I don't even want to know. I don't want to assume, but something's going on, or they're playing games and trying to make the onus on us, and it's not on us. I'm handling things matter of factly, brush my hands off, next. Because they're trying to suck the energy and my time. Having the correspondence that they're sending are literally a text that's literally a page full of text. And half of the text is literal rhetoric, nonsense, and foolery. So I have to quickly filter through the foolery, make a Google Doc, okay, answer the question that's actually a question I'm supposed to answer, and the rest I say NA, none of your business, NA, and I move it along. Because they want you to, blessings, Urban Harvest, they want you to suck up your time and energy with a conversation back and forth. And certain people deserve a conversation, certain people do not. So I have a goals, I have things that I'm moving forward to, and as I say, come hell or high water, I'm moving towards those goals. Anyone and anything that interferes with these goals, even if they mean well, will have to be pushed to the side. If you don't mean me well, it's going to be a harder push. I'll just knock you all the way out, because they are being sent to get you off of your track, to get you distracted, helping, Peter, Paul, and the Pope. And you're over here doing no, 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 no. Before you know it, it's going to be March, April, May. You're going to be running around trying to start for us our spring gardens. And then you're going to be like looking at your list like, I haven't done not one thing. January and February is a good time because it's slow. I'm doing indoor gardening. Nothing's really happening. There's not really any events going on it's cold outside. I'm in a cold climate. Now's a good time. Oh, thank you, Donna Divine Prepping. Oh, I got your card, Donna. Forgot to mention. I got your card. I'm doing a mail call. Hopefully today I'll record it. So I'll go through all the mail from the last year, because I have not done one mail call. I see the chat, but I'm missing it's slow. So I'm going to go on my phone. I see Bougie mentioned she has a goal. Um, I think I said hi, Urban Harvest. I think I saw you there. Give me a second. Um, give me a second to kind of vibe off the chat. I saw Bougie said something about a goal for a home. I think I okay. We have a family goal to rent a house. That's an excellent goal. Write it down, and then now we're gonna start talking about how to accomplish that goal. That's the next steps, because maybe some of us feel like, where do I start? Nothing wrong with that, but just write down the goal. um I think Gina said something about, oh, fear gets in her way. I have to stop allowing fear to keep me from accomplishing my goals. Not a problem. We'll discuss that as well. I think you were talking about the real estate as well too. And I'm going to talk about, if there's something that I know about, I'm going to tell you the worst case scenarios, because that's what sometimes holds us back. The worst case scenarios. If we talk about the worst case scenarios up front, where you guys can know about it and ways to mitigate and ways to handle it, you'll feel more comfortable. For instance, New Year's Day, we did not get the rent from the tenant. Me and my business partner were there. We were there on the main floor. It's a duplex, main floor apartment, cleaning, on New Year's Day. And some of you be like, what? Yeah. We got somebody who wanted to book. The main floor is like a short-term rental, long-term rental. It's very flexible, because we had a hard time getting somebody. So we had to pivot. And that's part of this game, pivoting. You can't stay stuck in the plan. So this is a short-term rental. Sometimes it's, through a platform, sometimes it's not. And the person upstairs is like, sent a message in the effect of, you didn't discuss it with me, or give us a heads up, or something to that effect. And I said, basically, that's none of your business. I don't have to come to you or discuss anything with you about my property. I can give you a heads up, or if I choose to, but I'm not required to. You're not entitled to know my business. And I don't think she liked that answer. So they didn't pay their rent. On the second, we sent a message. It was paid. It was paid short because we sent a rent increase. The guy saying he didn't get it. You did get it, because I dropped it off in person in the mailbox. I took a video of me folding the envelope in the car, sealing the envelope, and a video of me putting it in the mailbox that's time stamped. And you may think, why would you do that? Because you just don't know who you're dealing with. Hold on, let me plug in my, oh Lord, let me plug in my charger. 1 second. I forgot to plug in the laptop, and it would have just went dead with me talking. Okay, it's plugged in now. So some of you guys are afraid, but and if you have a good partner, like I have a business partner, it's we work together for real estate, and that's how I was able to make some moves, because a single income can't go as far as two people working together. So I'll tell you the truth flat out. I'm working with somebody. We work together very well, and that has, oh, Planter, you're here. Bless ups. I have to ask you a question, but in a second. And that has allowed me to leverage. And now that I have this property, we have two together, we can pull the equity from those properties, split it, and then we could each go and buy our own property. That's how I'm moving. So don't be afraid, Gina, or anybody else. Don't be afraid. But you need to know the worst case scenarios up front. I recommend. You need to research, if you're talking about real estate, anybody here you need to know your laws, because because I find the people that are giving us a bit of attitude are quoting laws and she sent us uh an ordinance or something, but she actually is taking it out of context and doesn't even understand what it's saying. And you have to read that first. So don't go and say, I'm going to go shopping for a property and just go buy the property. Even if somebody's guiding you through the process, they may miss some tips and points to give you. Know your laws. You can find that out right now. Know the tenant laws. Know your rights as a landlord. Know your rights, to evict people, non-payment of rent, how you have to notify people, all the little nicks and knacks. And then you go shopping as well. And for me, I always buy something I can afford to pay if the rent's not paid. I know the US is different, because some people I know who have US properties, they don't have duplexes because they find that the tenants are fighting a lot. They do single family homes. I don't like single family homes, because I like to have another income in the house, just in case one person just gets a little feisty and doesn't want to pay. Anyways, I digressed. So fear gets in your way. Exactly. I'm scrolling down the chat. I'm behind, but Papa said she woke up, or he or she woke up and wrote down some goals. Broke farmer saying, like my job, it's holding me back. That's not even a joke. That I find that's holding me back in a way, but I had to change my mindset and use my job to leverage my goals. Because I know Lashes keeps her job to leverage her goals to be bankable and to have the benefits package for her and her family. The job is not there because, oh, I can't wait to wake up and work for these people, or no. There should come a point where you don't want to work for somebody else anymore. But how are you leveraging your job, your income? I'm working overtime every, like today I might do 4 hours overtime, because that overtime money can go towards something that I need or saving towards to get me closer to my goal. Distraction. Oh, don't even badass. The raccoon came Thursday night during GT's live. She's getting very saucy. Plant your garden. Bless ups. Did you set a date to start your herb growing competition or your growing thing? Let me know, because I was there, but I had to turn the volume down because I had a phone call. So I didn't hear what you said, but if you typed it in the chat, I missed it. If you don't mind telling me. Okay, I'm back to Gina's comment. My fear is in investing and spending the money I save through budgeting. And you know what? I had the same problem, and I still have the same problem. But what I realized, and this, again, before I even start, this is not financial advice. Where's my banner? This is not financial no other. This is no kind of advice. None. This is just for entertainment purposes. This is no kind of advice. What I realized is I was saving for a house when I was saving for this or a house, and I saved. And I came to a point when I realized the longer I saved, the less my money was worth. And that's inflation, that's the market, there's various reasons. The longer I saved, the less the money was worth. And the more that I held on to the money, because I'm a saver by nature, like I'm a squirrel. I will hide money here, there, everywhere. And that's how I am. My family knows this. I'm a squirrel. I do not like to not have money. I don't want to have to borrow from anybody. I don't want to have to be indebted to anybody. I save. But I realized the more that I was holding on to it, the more I was losing, if that makes sense, if I'm wording it properly. And I had to let it go. I had to start investing. Some things didn't go so good. Some things went very well. That balance it out. But at the end of the day, I'm further ahead. I realized I have to spend my money on assets, because if I kept the money in the bank, it wasn't doing anything. And the bank was using the money to make investments for themselves anyways. So I had to change my thinking and understand the system. I'm not saying to go and blow everything. You have to have something in the bank in case something comes up, an emergency comes up. You have some liquid cash. But other than that, I have different categories. Things that I have stocks, I have this, I have that. Some things I can liquidate quickly, some things I cannot. I have a house, I have other real estate investments. I have, and some people invest in real estate and they don't manage it. They hire a company or they're a silent partner and they're getting the appreciation. There's like you're making money, you're losing money by not using your money. You're making money by putting it in an asset of some sort. So don't be scared if anyone's here with that same concern. Fear held me back. If I was not walking in fear, because there was a property I wanted to buy way up north, and it would have been difficult to drive back and forth to work. But I could have left that house empty, security cameras, the whole gambit, empty, paid for it, lived with my parents, and still been further ahead and sold that house after a year. And that initial deposit would have been double and triple. I would have made my money double and triple. I would have bought the house off the plans, brand new build, and made money. But because of fear, oh, the snow, oh, you have to drive. And I had other people's voices in my head. To this day, I tell everybody, the less people you tell, the better. Trust your first mind sometime. You can start anytime, but we'll start judging in June. But I believe, okay, thank you, Planter. So I'll start in March. Oh, blessings to Educated Natural. I see G Mama. Blessings to you. Good Eats Homestead, learning to grow my own. And anybody else I may have missed, I'm sorry I didn't see you. But good morning and blessings to you all. Um, if I didn't tell people about what I was doing, they wouldn't have had a say in the matter. And I really regret not moving forward and purchasing that property because I didn't have to live there. We don't have to have a rigid mindset. I didn't have to live there. I could have bought the property, left it empty for a year, put it on the market brand new, and I could have said never lived in. People like to buy a house that no one's used the tub or the toilet. I could have been said I never even touched nothing in there. Dust is still in there, whatever, get it cleaned, whoops, show the property and sell it. And I would have made a lot of money. But no, I had other people's voices in my head. So write down your goals, don't share everything with everybody, and let's start to work towards steps to figure out how to get this accomplished. Happy New Year to all the stutters, preppers, farmers, doing all. Thanks, Urban sent you a Christmas. Yeah, I got the card. Thanks, Donna Divine. So that's what I'm working on. D Mood's goal this year is to do more survival practice for my family, camping, shooting. That's an excellent goal, and that's also on my list because I'm new to firearms train ownership, and this year is going to be about training and being comfortable and proficient in loading, unloading, firing, unfire, whatever I have to do to use a firearm, and working through scenarios in my mind. If I have to go on my knees, if I have to, like, all the different scenarios that you'd have to do. Um, but we have to fear. There's a song, a gospel song, "Fear He is a Liar," something something. If you know the song, you know the lyrics are very powerful. But fear is a liar because most times, if you start to research how to do something and the worst case scenarios, that fear that you thought was gonna be a problem, you realize it's not that bad. Fear amplifies itself. It makes itself bigger to scare you. But when you really take a stock, it's a shadow you're looking at, and the fear is the size of a Smurf. It's really nothing. But I'm working on some things, and I hope you guys are working on things too. Figure out what you want to do this year. 2023 is not just gonna pan out of the blue, out of thin air. You have to make plans towards what you want to do. Time waits for no one. I'm hearing a little thud, and I'm paranoid now because I'm thinking, I hope there's not a raccoon in my roof. I hope it's an attached neighbor, but I can't tell. Like, this raccoon, she she came down from something on Thursday. I put the light out the window. It was 11 o'clock at night. I'm watching GT, and then I hear a thump. I look out the door, patio door. She's there. I'm banging. She doesn't really move. She's like, whatever. And the Friday morning, I saw another. It looked like a raccoon, but it moved too fast, coming down the unattached neighbor's back walkway. It didn't come into my yard, so I think they found another place to live. But they're eyeing back my spot. So someone's supposed to frame it up and block it off, but they haven't come yet to do that. So here I am still talking about the damn raccoon. Back to goal setting. So um my goal is to do more investing in the planter and achieve more. Okay, exactly, more land. And that's what I'm looking into, land, but not virgin land, because virgin land will cost me, I can't mortgage it. If I get a land with a house on it, I can get a mortgage. Oh, it's you in the closet, David Corey. I hope it's not the raccoon, because if they have I have two people that have had to have raccoons removed, and that's $800 plus. I don't want to spend $800 on foolishness like that. I'm trying to spend my money on things to prepare, and that's not a good use of my money. That would irritate me to no end. So I'm trying to get rid of this. Somebody gave me a very unethical way to get rid of them, which I'm not going to speak on, but I think I just might do it because it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. Do you have a goal set? Yeah, I do. Those raccoons got to go. I don't I don't want those animals so close to the house, and they're literally living under my deck. In all seriousness, they damage your roof, they damage your home, and as I just said, the expense is almost $1,000, and they keep trying to come back. And then if they move into your roof, they're going to the bathroom in there. And a lot of people have had their roof cave in because after a while, it just it just caves right through. It's soggy, it's dirty, it stinks. It's a problem. And they're violent and they're aggressive and could have rabies. Like, this ain't no joke. And they keep, like, They tell their neighbors, their friends to come and move into your house. They're eating my food, which I don't mind as much, but coming into my house is dangerous to me. And I'm trying to get livestock. As you guys know, I've been talking about this, and I'm literally ready. And my family and I are very concerned because I don't want to have to come out one morning and see the alleged wink wink, alleged cluck clucks just ripped to shreds. That's not a nice. I think some people have had that. It's not a nice feeling. I don't want to bring something here that I'm supposed to be taking care of, and I'm putting it in harm's way. So we're trying to make sure that's addressed, and maybe get the electrical fence. But I don't want to bring them here, and it's a problem. And I'm moving forward as this as not even a joke. This raccoon has been a distraction because I would have gotten my stuff already. I would have gotten the livestock months ago before winter came. But because of this issue, I'm very concerned because I can't be sneaking around, doing something and then have bodies and heads all over the place. I can't call anybody for that. That's going to have to be done on the down. Like this is too much to worry about. But anyways, I digressed. But there are distractions. Right now, that raccoon is a distraction. I need to make sure that I'm focusing on my plan, and whatever's in the way, I need to move it. It needs to be removed. I'm not allowing these things to any longer to slow me down. So I will be getting electrical fencing. I found it at the store. I have the pet fencing, and I had to buy the transformer for it to make it live. I'm not slowing down anymore. I watched a video. I want to digress to the food part, to the what's in our food. I watched a video from a prepper last night or either Thursday night, and they're talking about eggs and the price of eggs and the supply chain and the wars and what's going on in the world. One second. What's going on in the world. And it's a problem. Like feeding yourself, we know we're here, we're preppers, we're getting ready. Feeding yourself is a problem. And there's only so much packaged stuff, dry, freeze dried stuff, and all the stuff that you want to buy. You do want to be able to have some fresh food. And what's going on in these streets and what they're injecting, and it's really not. It's concerning. That's all I can really say. I had on my Instagram feed something come up with featherless chickens. Blessings to you, Nikki, OCD is chick. Um, featherless chickens. And the man's there talking, and the woman's interviewing him. Oh yeah, it's gonna make farmers' lives easier. They don't have to, pluck the chicken and blah blah and blah. And you're sitting there watching a coop or whatever it was in, full of featherless chickens, just the pink skin. It was the most disgusting thing. It was just like those hairless, furless cats. Who wants to look? What are you petting? You're petting their skin? Like, I don't know. I don't like the look of it. I didn't like the sound of it. They want to make it easier for farmers, but blessings, Angela's guarding delight. Most people have a chicken plucker or some sort a device that makes it easier, and they want us to eat these chickens, and that's what they're using to also lay the guys. You need to start. For those of you who have goals for 2023 to kind of get your own food. Blessings, D Macro. Did I say hi to you? Hey, D Macro. You need to start. You need to start really finding your own food source and being in control of your own food. Oh, you saw it? It was disgusting. I am not. I don't think I'm being old fashioned in terms of, oh, you're just being old fashioned. It's the new modern way. I don't know what the repercussions of eating that is, because chickens have feathers, and that's why you're not eating meat. I'm doing a cleanse. I'm weaning off of meat, and then once I'm weaned off, I'm gonna try to do like a 30-day plant based, and then maybe go back to meat. But I'm telling you guys, it ain't cute what's happening. It's so blatant. And it doesn't matter what they say on the packaging. It could be grass fed, hormone free, organic. You don't know what you're getting. It can be grass fed and still GMO. Like there's ways and trickeries with the wording on the products that we're buying. Let me clear my throat 1 second. Go on mute. I had to do a strong clearing of the throat. The wording, they're lying to us. They're sneaking. They're making up stuff. Like, this ain't no joke. I want to be in more control of what I'm eating. And it doesn't matter where you live, because there are things that you can do in an apartment if you really want to. I've been watching some people who are homesteaders, but they had started off in their apartment, then they went to a home, and now they're on a huge acreage. They kind of show their journey, and they were growing quail in an apartment. Quail is very small. You can have it in a cage. We used to have budgies in our house back in the day. You can have a small enough cage. You can have them. You can order them from the hatchery if you want, and just, you can breed them yourself. You can get the eggs from them. They may be smaller than chicken eggs, but I heard they're more nutrient dense. You can do it. I'm definitely spending this year. That's why I got the hydroponics. I'm working overtime, spending the money from OT on the kits, so it's not impacting my weekly or monthly budget. This has got to be a focus for all of us in 2023. I'm suggesting that is, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You're your own person, but I'm suggesting, because we talked about the insects and the beetles or whatever they're putting in the packaged products. They don't have to list it as beetle or, I don't know, cockroach powder, whatever they call it. They can list it as something else, unless you don't know. Um, I talked about the fact that people who have shellfish allergies can't eat stuff with these bugs in them, but they're not telling you that. And more likely than not, I'm not saying for sure, there's a high possibility this could cause more shellfish type allergies. But again, there's been no research. They are putting things in your food that are banned in other countries, but they're not banned in North America. All the dyes and stuff in the chocolate covered nuts and raisins, the blue ones have this, the red ones. This is not banned in the US. So why are you eating it? Hey, bless ups, Black Guns and Garden. Why are you eating it? I know it's habit, it's easy. We just go to the store, we pick up and we buy stuff. Not a problem. We need to start being more selective. What kind of hydroponic system do you have? I bought one. I don't know what it's called. I just put a video up, Urban Harvest, with the WIG 2022 submission. It's in the video. I think it's called Plant something. I can't remember the name. It's not a fancy name brand. It's Amazon. I searched for the ones that had 4 stars and up, ones that had a pump, ones that had a coupon, free shipping, and such the like. So I can't remember the name offhand, but that's what I bought. I'm looking for another one right now. Um, I found it already, and I also noticed that Erica on her community tab posted the same one last night, same kind of brand. But I think if you're in the US, you can order from through her because it's US based. I can't order those ones because they're going to charge me for shipping. But there's one called, I can't remember the name. It's a white one. I think they're giving you $25 off of it. But if you check out Erica My Fly Family, her community tab, she posted something last night, a few things last night, and one of them was some hydroponics. So I will be ordering another one. I think it's going to end up costing me over here about 70 Canadian dollars. You guys will probably get it cheaper because you guys have access to different coupons, but I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to use that for the herb grow off in March with a planter garden. Also, I know a lot of you had that horrible freeze this month, last month. Um, I've noticed a few things in my garden. The back I haven't looked at, so that's a hot mess. There are things in that bed, kohlrabi, like food. So if it's not good, I'm gonna have to put them in the compost in the spring. But at the front of my house, where I have a covered balcony, anything that does not go to a head, so the cabbages that went to a head are not looking good. They're waterlogged and saturated and soggy, and they split open, and one of them has looks like mold on it. That's going in the garbage. Anything that is a leafy green, the, the Brussels sprouts are fine. And I live in a cold climate. So for those of you who don't, I'm letting you know, the Brussels sprouts are fine. that you can grow in a cold climate and you can save your food. It will, if you cover it with that fleece thing and a bit of plastic when there's a storm coming, fine. The spinach is fine. The collard greens are fine. The cabbages that have not formed a head are fine. And the mustard greens are actually in the back, are under the overhang, are fine. Um, the parsley that I covered with a plastic cloche, I think they call it, is fine. Up top, my only mistake is that I covered everything with fleece, but the fleece is good when it's dry. Yeah, I'm putting it back in the garden, David. I'm putting it back. A lot of people will say, "Oh, you're so wasteful." I was doing an experiment to see how far I can push things. It's now January, but it was December, and to be perfectly honest, guys, your food can be fine in a cold climate if you cover it with fleece and you put a plastic over top. And I'm recommending the plastic because when it rains, over here we have freezing rain, the fleece does not keep the water away. The fleece will freeze, and then that thermal activity that you're hoping to keep the soil and the plants warmish, is no more, because now you have wet fleece on your plants, and it's just sticking to your plants, and it's not keeping the plant warm. So I'm telling you, it works. So for those of you who are not in as cold of a climate as me, and you had a bad issue with the freeze and the frost, if you this spring purchase things on clearance, the garden fleece stuff that you cover, get some stuff to make hoops, put that over your beds, put the plastic over the fleece now to keep the water away. Your spinach, your collard greens, all the cold tolerant plants will be fine. I've seen a few people show their beds and they're fine. And if you have a greenhouse, even better. But if you don't, you have to make a hoop house. If you can do that this spring and get ready for the following fall, I think you guys will be fine. So all the losses definitely can be mitigated for sure. I've proven it. My lettuce is fine. If I had planted more, sorry, my spinach, sorry, is fine. If I planted more spinach, I could be eating spinach right now. And there's no bugs. That's the thing. The thing about fall gardening, well, in my area, there's no bugs. So you have to fight the cold, yes, but the results are actually better. The greens are sweeter because the cold makes them have a nice sweeter taste. So if you put in the effort now for next fall, you'll be fine. But back to goal setting. What are your goals for the garden? So let me just quickly take a look at the chat. Urban Harvest saying, if I have time, I'm trying to build some DIY systems. Pretty easy to build. I did a rain toe. I don't think you're missing tower. I think you mean tower a couple of years ago. Yes. Let me scroll back. Badass made an omelet. He's bragging to Nikki about his omelet with spinach, onions, mushrooms, diced tomatoes, and cheese. I'm scrolling back. I don't see it. I don't think I missed anything else. I'm just looking through. Okay, I don't see anything that I missed. Okay, so I'll continue. So yeah, so and from the garden, I have goals for my garden separate. But the goals I'm asking you to write down are really for like for life, in general. Oh, hey Hutch, I see you. Bless up, Hutch. How you doing? What are your goals for 2023? Because it's you have to have a plan. The scripture says, oh, the scripture, yes, the scripture says, write down the vision and make it plain, make it clear, make it make sense. Start jotting down what you want to do and some steps you need to take to get there. And some things you're not going to know. You're going to have to ask questions to figure out, how do I get to my final destination? And for many of us in this chat, homesteading or getting a property is on our list. Those of us who have a small one want to get a bigger one. Those of us in an apartment want to get one in general. We want to start growing our own food. We see what's happening in these streets. We see what's going on and what they're going to be feeding us. And we're going to end up, if we're not careful, some of us, not all of us, some of us are going to end up in a position where we're at the mercy of whatever we can get in the store. We're at the mercy. Whatever crap they put in the products, we're not going to have any say. Whatever injections they're putting into the chickens with no feathers, we have no say. Whatever disease, like, we have no say. And we're going to be limited on our access. So this year, one of my goals, which I'll share, is to connect with some local farmers. There are some farmers that have a, I don't know what you call it, I guess a co-op kind of thing. You can order food from them. You can order meat from them. These are local farmers that you can actually drive to here, find them, meet them, talk to them face to face. But I also want to connect with some farmers on my own outside of that. They may be out of the way, but if I need to get some fertilized hens to get my broody hen to lay out some hen chicks, I want to get them directly from somebody that I know. I don't want to have to always order from some arbitrary online store and hope that they're not been, tampered with or injected with whatever. Oh, Nightbot got timed out. What happened? Sorry, not Hutch got timed out. Sorry about that. Um, he's just saying hi. He didn't even do anything. There's no emojis in his comments. I don't know why you got timed out. You only did 2 emojis, which is allowed. Is it all the exclamation points? Is it taking offense to all the exclamation points? I don't know. Nightbot was behaving, so I don't know what happened. Okay, take care, David. I'll talk to you. We'll talk later. We'll see you in another live in the week. I need to get connected to some farmers. I need to know where my food's coming from. I need to know if I need something, I can go get it from somebody locally. If I need fertilized eggs, if I need more chicks, if I need meat, if I need to connect and say, listen, raise these hens for me, chicks, and butcher them, and I'll pay whatever I need to do. I need to start getting connected with people. Blessings, Kenyatta's journey. No more going through co-ops. I need to know people face to face, and I need to know me face to face. I need to know my name, know my family, know what I'm about, know my goals, and figure out what we're doing. Hutch is saying, I've been trying to get a statewide homestead co-op, but trusting strangers is an issue. Exactly. They have a co-op, which is they did it, but I want to know some people myself. And part of the farmers is I want to get connected to the Amish and the Mennonites and whatever other name they go by. There's 3 communities here, and they're very different. So I don't want to offend anyone, but there's Amish, there's Mennonites, and there's another group I can't remember, but I want to get connected to them. I want to go there, buy their products. I want to, they know who I am. I know them, and start to build a relationship with these people, because if I can not rely on the store, I think I'm in a better situation. It's going to cost me time and money and gas to go drive over to these far places, but that's what I need to do. And maybe in turn, by getting to know these people, I may be able to see the land and see what's on sale, because if I'm relying on looking at the MLS listings to see what's on sale for quote unquote homesteading, I may miss deals. Let me see what D Mood's saying. Sorry, I throat. How is there a chicken wing shortage, but you can still get chicken breasts, thighs, and drumsticks? Make it make sense. I don't know how they're growing these food, D Mood, too. Like, I don't know if something else is. Like, if you're if you're butchering a chicken, let me phrase that, you're getting 2 wings and you're getting 2 drumsticks and you're getting 2 feet. Not sure. And exactly, Hutch is right. Trusting strangers is not easy, but we all know at the same time you can't survive on your own. It's a really precarious situation to be in. Blessings, ambitious Jackie. It's a really precarious situation to be, because you have to be very careful of who's in your network. I am not good at, like, there's a ring. People have a ring around them, like an outer ring, an inner ring, and it keeps going forward. I don't have layers of rings. It's like one ring. It's either you're in my circle or you're not. I'm not good at having external rings and barriers. So I need to work on having people that I'm cool with, but I know I don't trust them at all. But I'm like, yeah, how you do it? That fake the funk kind of thing. I'm not good. I have to learn to fake the funk because I'm not gonna survive if I don't know how to fake the funk with some people and pretend and we can have a mutual relationship, even though I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. That's just the way it has to be because you can't survive on your own. They're producing wingless chickens. The demand, Carmen saying the demand for the cheaper parts of the chicken is in high demand. Yeah. Also, some of us in our goal settings, you're going to want to, you have a goal you want to reach. So I want to get a homestead. It's going to cost money. So I need to increase my income or my leverage or my equity. I have to figure out that part. But I'm also going to have to cut back on some things. You have to be willing to cut back on some things when you want to reach some of these big goals. Because unless you're rolling in the dough and wiping your nose with $100 bills, I'm not doing that. You're going to have to make some cutbacks. And there's a lot of people in my circle, and I don't say anything, but they're at this coffee shop with the mermaid or the what's she called, the siren lady, and those drinks cost $5-6 and up. One sandwich or Danish or something. Like when you add up what you're spending at that store or these stores every day just because you don't want to make breakfast, I don't know, but some of you could find some quite a bit of money to do things with. Trust no one. Yeah, trust no one, but just trust no one but pretend that you do. That's what I'm working on. Because you can't let on that you don't trust them because then they're not going to trust you. So it's like a fine line of seeming like you trust them, but you really don't. Because there's a way. I'm gonna put Nightbot in the chicken wing. So I'm working on that and setting goals. And as I said to you guys before, set your goals, write them down, share them with your partner or the kids that live with you. Maybe not everything with your kids because sometimes they talk too much too. And set some goals of where we want this thing to go. And move in silence. I'm sharing some things with you, but I'm sharing what I don't care about sharing. Anything else, I'm not sharing. And my family knows. Hey, bless up scrolling out the box. My family knows. Keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing to nobody. If they're not part of our circle, they haven't talked to us in months, weeks, and years, they don't need to know what's going on over here. They don't need to know what's going on with our ideas, our plans, our goals, our livestock, or whatever. They don't need to know nothing because I don't want them coming to my house when something goes wrong. And when I go get this homestead, I'm considering, if I can afford it, keeping this property, living here on paper, but really I'm over there. And no one's going to know except the my immediate family about the over there. And they're going to know to keep their mouth shut. Only people who live in that area are going to know that I live there. Anybody else is not going to know. As far as they're concerned, I still live here or someplace in the city. They're not going to know where I live. That's how I'm moving going forward. If you're not part of this thing right now, you're not going to know. You're not being invited to the house. You're not invited to the property. It's not going to even exist. Hutch is saying, find other farmers to pick up the slack on the things that you don't have space or knowledge to do. Exactly. Say I raise birds, you raise corn, then trade. That's exactly how. That's an excellent idea, and that needs to be implemented. And I know, Real Deal. I saw they were talking to him on, it was either My Fly Family. I think it was My Fly Family. Um, he does that. He traded 3 goat kids for a full grown, ready to butcher goat, and they traded. So he's breeding his animals to use as currency to trade with other people for things that he wants and needs, and no money has been exchanged. That's exactly what we need to move towards. So I'm going to grow whatever I can provide eggs. I'm hatching out chicks. I can give you chicks for something, and we're trading and bartering without any fiat currency. And people will wonder, that's old fashioned. That's not going to happen. It's happening right now. and it's going to be happening. If somebody is a veterinarian, you're going to need to be able to barter with that veterinarian to help take care of your animals if something happens to your animals. You may call it bartering. You may call it you can call it whatever you want to call it, but it's still bartering. It's still the same thing. But people want to say use a modern word. It's still bartering. That was he bred his goats, which he didn't have to breed, and he could have probably bred two goats for whatever. The whole point is that, as Hutch is saying, based on weight, you have to have a value system. So a goat is worth 25 hens. Like you have to have a grading or a what's the word I'm looking for? A valuation. That's what I'm looking for. A valuation system. So everybody in the clique knows the valuation. If you want to buy a hen, you need to give me either so many eggs, so much gallons of milk, so much this, and something. Like it has to have a valuation so you're not being gypped either, because nobody wants to be gypped. If you want to trade a male cow that's going to be a bull in the future and for breeding, and what am I going to get for that bull? What am I going to get for a female heifer that's going you can use to breed more calves? What is that worth? What's the equal? What's the trade? And you have to have it categorized. So if you give me one heifer, you have to give me so many goats. Okay, you don't have any goats, so many chickens, so many this, so many that, and you go down the line to equal that heifer. Someone's gonna have to figure that out in your area, and that's how you're gonna move. If you have milking cows, okay, I'll give you a gallon of milk for a duck egg, so many duck eggs, so many quail eggs, whatever however it's gonna work. Someone's gonna have to figure out that valuation, and that's how you're gonna have to trade. So there's no arguments. Yeah, make yourself an asset. That's exactly a thing. I'll trade my labor. Exactly. Labor, scrap parts, building something, all of that. Exactly. It's not just things, it's also labor. Um, for instance, what comes to my mind is midwifery. Midwifery is going to be something important when SHTF or something happens. You're going to have to be able to pay back in the day, doctors who made house calls and midwives were paid with chickens and whatever they want. And maybe it'd be a butchered chicken, not a live chicken, meat, eggs, dairy for the house call. How are you going to pay for these services? Learning the value of things to barter we have to know the value of things, because you're going to be given a 6 for a 9, and then you're not going to be too happy. I have a story. I'll tell you this story. My uncle in Jamaica, so this is Jamaica, he bought a heifer, and something didn't seem too right with it, but he bought the heifer, and he was told, the vet came and looked and said, whatever, it looks like the cow has some fat deposits. Okay. He purchased the cow fair and square and bought it. And the person selling the cow to him was trying to give him a 6 for a 9. And when we say 6 for a 9, you're trying to trickify the person and give him less than what they thought they were getting. But whom God blesses, no man can curse. A few weeks later, my uncle was in the field, and the cow that he purchased had a calf. And people chat in Jamaica. There are people who will have binoculars and watch what's happening in your field and count your cows and your goats and your whatever. People like that, you better watch. People who know how much you have to the exact decimal, watch out for them. Anyways, the person who sold the cow got wind, and he actually wanted to come back and renegotiate the price. You can't charge him for a calf when the calf didn't exist. It was in the belly. And if you didn't know your own cow was pregnant, I can't help you. So he was trying to come back and renegotiate. So my uncle, who's very saucy, is like, the only way I'll pay you more is if you can put that calf back into the heifer and and make it like it was before I bought the cow. So he got a cow that was pregnant and they didn't know. And the man was mad. So the man who was trying to do a trickery thing ended up losing because he could have kept the cow and sold the the calf or sold, I don't know, he could have done something different. And he could have had that cow who was now milking, and he could have had, like, if you know livestock, you know the layers, because that is a milking cow. And then you can let the cow after a certain point milk share. So you keep the calf away from the mother for the evenings, you milk her in the mornings, and then you put her back with it. Like, there's a whole lot of benefit to having a heifer that just recently late. So who's messaging me now? Okay, thank you. Not now. So that's what happened. But let me read the chat. So that was only in Jamaica. So Hutch will do labor. Technology fail. Yes, D macro, exactly. We cannot rely on modern technology. Growing up the box is saying one of his neighbors was giving us eggs for free, so I built her a few raised beds. Now she bakes. You see, that's how you have to live. And some people think you have to like your neighbor. You don't have to like them. You don't have to trust them, but you have to live peaceably with them so that you can to have a tit for tat. Carbon, I've been training people's bad kids. Little Hutch boot camp for the Helms. Oh Lord. Um, yeah. Oh hey, blessings, corn fed life. I didn't see you there, but yeah, that's what happened. And then people, this is how people operate. So that's why I'm like, Jamaicans are different. Every culture is different. You have to know where you are. And another story I'll tell you. My uncle, again in Jamaica, he bought a beehive. So if somebody finds a wild beehive on their property or somewhere, generally you can either take it if they say you can take it, or they'll sell it to you for something, because everything down there is for sale because they want to make a money. They want to make money. And he bought it. And now the story is escaping me a bit, but he bought it and he put it in a box. His bees, we call him bees man. And the bees man went to get it. The bees man wears no protective gear. He wears nothing. He's a Rasta man and just know the bees and they know how to talk to them and whisper to them and they just go in the box. This man has absolutely no, he has a smoker and that's it. And I don't know how. And he's not scared of the bees. And he put them in a box and he had it on the property trying to expand his bee colonies. The same, another man who sold it came back up to the house brazen. I was there that time. I was physically in Jamaica, and he's like, once again to renegotiate the price because somebody else who sold my uncle a beehive had a different price. Things don't work like that in the real world, honey boo boo child. You and him had a deal. He agreed on a price, and you exchanged the money for the merchandise. So my uncle says, again with his saucy self, he goes, if you can go get the bees out the box and take them with you, not in the box, take them with you, then go right ahead. The man said, no, 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 because handling bees is not so easy. And you may have an allergy to them and it may be not a good plan. But that's what the man did. Everybody wants to come back after the fact and renegotiate prices. In some cultures, you have to have it clearly laid out because when SHTF happens and people are not on their best behavior, you know. But, anyways, back to goal setting. Let's enter 20. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. So I'm going to wind it up in 10 minutes because I want to go get my supplies at the wholesaler to do my juice cleanse because I'm starting 23 off with a um I guess you could say a Daniel diet or a no meat diet or whatever you want to call it. I don't have a name for it. I'm kind of making it up as I go along. And I want to record 2 videos as well and get those out to you this week. If you guys have not seen my wig 2022, the winter indoor growing submission, check a look at the videos and thumbs up and put some comments and get the content out there. I have been editing this week, so I'm really trying. That's my goal. one of my goals, which I can share, to get you guys out the content and not just having them sitting in the queue. Actually getting the content and editing it out there. Blessings, Lulu's treasure trove. Thank you. So the goal is for this year is to get the videos out there and to edit and to give you guys good quality videos. So I got the intros, the outros going. I think it's looking nice. I put some little music in there. So it doesn't look like, somebody's, I don't know. It just looks decent. I don't know the word to say, but it doesn't look like, DIY. It looks like professional. So please take the time to watch the videos that I prepared, please. Um, I'm looking at my phone because I need my glasses. Hutch is saying even something as simple as making baby food from stuff on your garden could get you a lot. Yep, baby food, natural medications. I should say medication, but like fireside or stuff like that. Kombuchas and fermented foods will help with digestion. People don't have those skills. You can trade that. You can trade all kind of stuff, dried tea leaves and all kind of stuff. If you have your drying bushes and your herbs, that's why we're going to have a herb planter gardens having an herb contest for winter indoor growing starting in March. She's going to judge us in June. My herbs are all dead, so I have to restart them. So that's what I'm doing. But yes, what can you trade? What are your goals this year? If we're talking about, okay, I'm going to be trading X, Y, and Z. Do you know how to make X, Y, and Z? Do you know how to grow the X, Y, and Z? How are you pushing yourself out of your comfort zone? We need to push ourselves out of the comfort zone. That's what I'm doing. I'm Oh, you dropped the link for me, T Macro. Thank you. um we need to push ourselves a bit outside of our comfort zone. Because if we stay in our comfort zone, we're not going to grow. You're just being stagnant. So 2023, there's a lot going on. All you hear about is, oh, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. The sky's been falling since I was born. There's always been some sky falling something. So I'm kind of tired of hearing the sky is falling. No disrespect. I'm not being rude. I'm not naive. I know what's going on in the world. I try to keep up to date, even though I've been not watching the news for several weeks. I know what's going on when I need to. I don't need to hear every day the sky is falling. We're here. We're alive. We're living. Let's enjoy ourselves and let's figure out how to make this work. Your herbs, the other herbs. What is that carrot, Hutch? What does that carrot do? I have no idea what that carrot was. Is it some kind of holding thing? Is it an inhaler? I have no idea. Please tell me, because I all I know is zigzag paper. I don't know about no carrot. So please tell me what that's for. But yeah, and those herbs are important, Hutch. The other herbs you're talking about, they're very important. I'm talking about oregano, thyme, rosemary, but cannabis, ganja is very important. It has medicinal purposes. I have my dry bush over there looking at me in the container. I'm going to make some tea, but I haven't made it yet. I'm trying to figure out the ratio. I have the seeds. I'm going to start germinating the cannabis. I'm going to try it in the hydroponics in my herb garden with planter and figure out if that germinates quickly. If not, I'll have to put it on a heating mat because sometimes it doesn't want to germinate. Um, I had the moringa Stardust or something. The moringa that's going to be done indoors. I have to rebuy a calamandan orange tree. Mine is dead. Did not like this. Did not like. I think the soil was too not nourishing enough. It didn't have enough fertilizer. I'm going to start over. Guess what happens? It cost me $25 last year. Now they're on sale for $33. The same tree, the same size. Oh, it's a pipe. I usually have actual carrots in my pocket. Okay, I'm like, what is that? It's like a camouflage. I don't know. I know zigzag paper. I know a chalice, and I know the old. That's what I know. I don't know about no these modern things. That's all I know. Um, and yeah, and exactly that's going to be needed. That some people have PTSD, and that's what and the ganja is used for that. I don't need it for that. I just use it for the tea and like joint inflammation, pain, and stuff like that. So it depends on what you need it for. And the oregano, the thyme, the rosemary, these things are also good for respiratory. Look it up, do your own research, respiratory issues. That helps seems to be a big problem nowadays. Now, set your goals and move towards them, and don't let things distract us in 2023. I'm not worrying about what's happening in the red country, even though I know what's going on. We need to keep focused on the goals. Sitting around talking for hours and days and weeks about what's happening there, here, and all over the place ain't going to get you any more ready. We need to start moving forward and getting goals. Does that mean that I'm going to be one of those people that's like, oh, the world's coming to an end, I'm going to just run up my credit card, go into debt, and then I'm going to be gone and caught up in a cloud and I'll just leave everything behind? Like those people back in the day. No, don't do them kind of foolishness. Live your life properly and productively. If you want to buy a home, buy the home. If you want to go on a cruise, go on a cruise. Do what you got to do and enjoy your time while you're here. But at the same time, you've made and are making preparations. I actually got a gift from someone, that two buttons that were made of hemp. I thought it was cool. I love them. You can go see them. Okay. The you know, live your life, enjoy your life. There's people right now, they're in Jamaica. They left for 2 months. Their kids are old enough to take care of themselves. They have our number. We're in touch with the kids just to make sure they're okay. The kids have jobs, they're working, and they're gone to Jamaica for 2 months. And his goal over there is to replant some of the trees that died on the family land so that they can expand their orchard and expand their food, just in case they go back there to live full time. And that's on their to do list. You have to enjoy your life, but you still have to have some goals and some plans. Don't be sitting out here worrying about what's happening over yonder. That's too much to worry about. We can't control that anyways. I can't control it. I can't control it. But what I did notice this week, which is not on my subject, but I will mention it. I'm not going to mention it in detail. Read between the lines because things are being taken down on this platform left and right. So we all know what's happening in the red country, and there's outbreaks left and right. Outbreaks left and right of what we've been dealing with for the last 3 years. So if you don't know what that is, I can't help you. I saw a video. I was on my other profile, and a live came up of this medical professional, and he was talking about something. I will show you the title of the video, but I'm not going to say it because another medical professional was talking about it and it was taken down. So I will show you a screen share. Let me just find it. And you can see the title of the video. You can see the name of the person and you can look it up yourself. It's not hard for you to find. And you can watch that video and you can also, oh shoot, no, I don't have under this profile. Let me find it. Give me a second. 1 second. Don't get pregnant, don't die. The trifecta, it's simple. I'm simple. Don't get pregnant or don't get your wife pregnant. Let me find it. Hold on 1 second. It was under my other profile. Let me find the name of the person on my library and I'll show you because there's a lot of things that are connected, but some people aren't connecting the dots. I am not out here watching the news, so I'm intentionally kind of remaining ignorant. Not like, if you know what I'm saying, I'm not ignorant. I'm focusing my energy and time on other things. So I found the name of his channel. Give me a second. I'll put it on the screen. Do not type anything in the chat pertaining to it. Use some common sense because everything is being monitored. And if their content is being removed, then do you think me, who's not qualified to talk about those things, won't have the stuff removed? Okay, give me 1 moment. So that he did it yesterday. So if you're looking for his content, whoops, it's playing. Hold on. Look at the title of the video. And okay, there's it. It aired yesterday. Let me mute the chat, mute the Okay, so I'm gonna just put his video on the screen so you can see the title and the channel name. Sorry for the delay. Hey, Erica, I see you there. Blessings to you. Look at the video. Look at this video in your own time and watch what he talks about, and look at his references for the studies that he used. Do not type about it in the chat. I don't even know. Okay, let me find the right tab. Give me a second here. Okay. So this is the video I'm talking about. This is the person's channel's name. And the video was put up yesterday. He was alive, but I got the notification and I watched it. And this is the title of it. And that's the study there that he referred to. But you can click on it in the video. And I'm just bringing this up quickly to mention that what's happening in the other places and the increase of this word, if I'm underlining it, the increase of that is a result of the frequency of this, the first part. Hopefully you see my mouse moving. Yeah, I think you can see it. It's connected. So those individuals who have had all of their solutions, who have taken all their vitamins, let's call these supplements, wink, wink. So those people who have kept up to date with their supplementation are increased frequency of that word there. Okay. So, okay, that's actually, I just saw a new trick here on, wow, that's how it's supposed to work. I just learned a new trick here by doing that properly. Okay, so just take a look, guys. I'm not going to talk about it. Please go onto that person's channel and listen to what he's saying. You may find it very dry and very, because it's very heavy with content, but some of you are talking about the other place, the red country. What's happening, I'm not an expert. I'm just talking based on what I think. What's happening in the red place is not a new thing, and it's not a new variation of the things. It's the same old thing. But because of choices that people made or forced to make certain decisions on how they're going to move, this is the effect of it. And they're not going to tell you that it's connected, but yeah. So take a look, watch it, inform yourself, get yourself healthy, grow your own food, and try to improve that, because that's going to have a very powerful effect on your natural immune system. How you eat, getting healthy is very important. And you'll hear me talk about it all the time because it's important. Because if you're relying on supplements alone, you may be in a very dangerous and precarious situation. That's all I have to say on that. Yeah, that's all I have to say on that. So please do your homework. Watch that person. There's another person that I watched, but that was mentioned in the chat, and someone said that their video was removed. So that person, medical professional, you'll see it. Yeah. Okay, Carbon, I see what you're saying. But yeah, just, have your goals, write them down, make your vision plain, put your vision on paper, and keep that paper in a safe place, because some of these visions and dreams and goals may be very you need to keep them private. Don't tell everybody what you're doing. especially on social media. Some of you, maybe not you here in the room, but some of you talk too damn much, and you need to talk less. Everybody doesn't need to know what you're doing, street and address, down to the detail. You can learn to speak in generalities and very vague because you don't know where this information is going. And that's the problem I have. You tell somebody something that you're somebody something that you're cool with them, you're talking to them about stuff, and they mention things in passing because their mouth is too big. And before you know it, people who live 2 hours away know that you have a new dog and the dog's name is Tiger Malt, and people be knowing that about Tiger Malt that you don't even talk to. So if people know about Tiger Malt, I make up the most ridiculous examples. If people that you don't talk to know about your dog named Tiger Malt, how, which is not important and you don't really care, but that just tells you people talk. So that's why I'm trying to keep things moving in silence. I'm not telling nobody nothing. So pineapple sage is also good for insomnia. Good to know. And I think you said lemon balm. I have lemon balm here. It comes back every year. It smells fantastic. It's outside on the veranda right now. So hopefully it comes back in the spring because I had to get a new one from my parents' garden. Hopefully it can. You know what? Planter Garden said before we need to stop buying these small pots and get bigger pots that the plant can really blossom and develop. If it makes it, I'm going to repot it into a bigger pot that can really sustain it because this is the problem. When you buy these cheap small pots, if you can't grow in the ground, you have to grow in a container. You need to spend the money on the proper pots. But pineapple sage, thank you. I'm going to find that. I'm going to find some more herbs. Lashes was scared to use her 401, but it works. I'm telling you, I'm again, this is not financial advice. I'm just talking in generalities. What I learned is that the tighter I held on to my money, the less it grew. You cannot grow when it's a biblical principle that I've come to realize, and it's true. You need to let your money go. And I'm not talking about being foolish and doing foolery. So please take what I'm saying, and because some people take a snippet, no, but you can't hold on to it so tight. You have to let it go out and work on your behalf. That's what money is. Money is like water. It's supposed to be moving and flowing. If you keep it locked in a pond, it's going to get slimy and dirty, like the same how when you do hydroponics, dirty, slimy, and stink. It's supposed to move freely. You need to put it in an investment and diversify. Don't keep it in one thing. Things might go down, things might go up, but it's going to balance out. Be flexible. Figure out what these new cats are doing and these new investments. Not everything is a scam, but be cautious, do your research, and keep your ears low to the ground. Keep your business to yourself. People tell me, "Y'all talk too much." I can't. Sometimes I'm in public. I'm like, "Yo, you chat too much, man. Why are you telling people that?" Because it's not that I have a problem telling the person. I know that person's going to tell somebody in passing and not realize that they're disclosing things that you don't want disclosed. So just in a general sense, I keep certain things private. Move in silence. You have to move in silence. When I get my first firearm, I will share it with you guys. When I get my second, third, fifth, 10th, 20th, I'm not telling nobody. You don't need to know all that. You don't need to know how many I have and what size and what barrel and what. No, none of your business. The first and second, maybe. That's it. Um, I'm sure we all know a lot of stuff we shouldn't know just by exactly. Some people on this platform talk too much. And I'm not saying, and again, there's a fine line because if you're overly secretive or you come off as overly secretive, people don't like you and they don't trust you. So you have to know how to look like you're open and you're sharing, but you're really not. If that makes sense. You have to talk a lot, but you're saying nothing. If that makes sense. You're talking about, like I said, someone knows about my dog named Tiger Malt. I'll talk about Tiger Malt from yeah. And you seem so open and friendly, but they don't know that I have Tiger Malt and three other ones, and I have a shotgun and like you don't have to tell everything, but you tell a little bit to make them think that you're open and you're a safe space. That's what you have to do. Let me look at the chat here. We cannot hoard money. I'm telling you guys, go get proper financial advice, go get your proper tips, but the principle, you cannot hold it and grab it. It will not work and grow for you. You're holding it hostage. Blessings to you, Cottonwood. And yeah, and move in silence. And what I learned from my aunt who passed away, she lived on a big homestead. And in my mind, I was talking to my family. I'm like, yo, we need to like get a big homestead so that we can have privacy in my mind. And my sister reminded me, remember what Auntie said? She said, there is no privacy because when she was living up in the country and had like 100 acres of land, people knew in town what was going on her land before she even got to town, because somebody is always watching, whether with binoculars or looking, and they talk. So you're moving in silence. Sometimes it's not as silent as you may think, but still do it. But just be cautious. People talk. They want to know what you're doing, what you're building, what's happening over there. Oh, you got it. Anyways, let me just sleep. Got the chat. Oh, you talking about pineapple? Was it pineapple? Oh, pineapple sage. Okay, sorry. 5 feet. They get big and bushy. Okay, and then that can be used for tea, right? So I'm gonna just dry. Okay, I'm gonna get some pineapple sage, and my other sage, the regular one, is no longer good. For those of you, oh, drones, exactly, goodies with drones too. And this is before drones. I'm talking about the 70s and 80s and early 90s when she was there. They retired. The next generation didn't want to do farming. That's also a thing we have to discuss. If you're doing all these things and your kids are not taking up, at least one of your kids is not taking up the vision, it's kind of difficult. So yeah, pineapple sage. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. And lemon balm I already have. But yeah, get your herbs. Herbs are easy to grow. I don't care what climate you're in. For the most part, they will seed themselves and they'll regrow. That includes chives, scallions. If you don't want them to spread too much, you cut the seed heads off and you just leave a few on for spreading. This is what you guys do. Get your stuff going. Those of you who are looking for to move out of the apartments and out of the restricted areas, write your goal down. There's nothing wrong with moving to something bigger and better. And if you're smart, you can get something that's a duplex if you want to stay in the city, or a triplex. It's about the same money and you can have income growing. Now, is it easy to live with people in terms of you're in your own units and you hear noise and stuff? No, it's not easy. It's sometimes annoying. But you have to keep your vision at the front of your mind. What's your end game? Your end game is to live for free and have the tenants pay your mortgage. While they're paying your mortgage, your money is free to do other things. So sometimes you have to be uncomfortable. I have a good tenant in my house right now, but I do hear noises. I do, smell food cooking. I do. It is what it is. You can't act like your ish don't stink too. Just learn to be. Um, 1 second here. So Hutch is saying, go to different towns when buying certain supplies. People assume when you could have just by watching you. Exactly. I'm buying some stuff in the country right now to prepare for. Well, I have no choice to prepare for what I'm working on, which is livestock. And I'm putting in my order soon, which I'm not going to show, but I talk about it because if somebody complains on this platform and figures out where I am and what region I'm in and blah blah blah, and might file a complaint, which happened to somebody else. So I'm not doing all this work for no complaint to be filed. And my neighbors are cool with it. We have an understanding, and that's all that matters. My direct neighbors, not the powers that be telling me what I can do. When people have dogs that bark morning, noon, and night and make pure noise. So I'm not going to have a rooster but I just might because I heard that somebody here tell me. I know David Corey, he's gone now. He uses the crow collar and it keeps the rooster from crowing too much. If anybody here knows, does it work? Would it be good in an urban environment? Would it keep the rooster quiet enough? Because if it does, I don't mind getting a rooster to have fertilized eggs, and I can get an incubator. I don't even have to get the hen to do it if she doesn't want to, and incubate my own eggs and run the cycle again, and use the older ones as meat birds, and that's what I'm thinking about. Having my own supply, even in an urban environment. So when I get to the homestead, all this easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I don't have to know and figure it out. I don't know how to breed chickens, how to hatch eggs, how to deal with, parasites, mites, blah, blah, blah. The quail, have it on lock. All I have to learn is if I want sheep, goats, cows, learn about that stuff. That's what I'm learning about. There is 24 hours in a day. Use them wisely. But yeah, shop around, move around. I also, when I'm shopping, I sometimes use a different vehicle. I don't want people so familiar with, oh, that's her. Oh, she's coming, like, with the same vehicle. Cohabitation isn't easy when other person's habits are different from yours. I had somebody that closed the door loudly when leaving the house. It could wake a person up. Over time, I tuned it out. Yeah, but it's not easy. It's not easy. But when you have a vision and a goal. So I'm going to tell you guys flat out, for those of you who want to get into like the real estate investing to help subsidize and finance your goals, I recommend it. Lashes recommends it. But there is some things you're going to have to overlook. Sometimes people don't put out the garbage properly. Sometimes they leave a mess. I was laughing with my friend last weekend, and I don't have a problem cleaning up a property that I own. And the some people might take offense, like, oh, they're supposed to do it. They are supposed to do it. The tenants are supposed to do it. They are. And sometimes it is racial. I'll leave it at that. I know what I'm talking about. And they want to make you and put you in your place. But the funny thing is this. I was mocking and I was pretending I'm wiping the floor, and I had my butt in the air like I'm twerking. And I said to the person, my business partner, I'm saying, I don't mind wiping the floor. I don't mind cleaning up the dirty garbage and have my, I have gloves on and my mask. I don't mind. And I have my butt in the air twerking because I have an asset. And I just, shook my booty like a buff Orpington, and then fluffing it up like a chicken. And she's laughing her head off like, yo, what are you doing? I said, I don't mind, because I'm not a housekeeper or a maid. I'm not cleaning up after somebody. I'm taking care of the property that I own. So that she was reenacting it, and I did it again. I'm like, I have an asset, and I just, I could be really ridiculous. And I had my bum in the air twerking, and okay, she's like, enough with the twerking, and I'm wiping the floor, and because I don't mind. I don't mind. I go there. There's garbage. There's stuff that's like that you would turn your nose to. I put my latex gloves on. I have a mask on, and I handle and I clean up and I wipe it down and I move along. The part that they shouldn't put garbage in, I wiped it like I was back home, and I wiped the baseboards and I cleaned the common area, and we had it smelling fresh and pine sally, and we moved along. I don't mind doing it because at the end of the day, you're paying my mortgage. You think you have the last laugh. He who laughs back, she who laughs last, laughs best. You're paying my mortgage. I'm going to refinance and pull equity to go buy something else cash. That's the plan. And you're sitting here worrying about me, and oh, you have to clean up the garbage, and that's your job and that's your responsibility. No problem. I'm grown. I can handle mine. Can you handle yours? Because you have yet to clean your house. And I don't know how you keep in this man for how many years, because you're nasty. I went to clean the railing in the common area. It's painted white. It was brown. I'm not touching the railing, I don't live there. You're touching that dirty railing for how many years? During the pandemic, during the pandemic, they talk about washing hand. Why is the railing black? Just because you may have to bend down and do something does not mean you're dumbing yourself down, and does not mean you're anybody's maid or servant or anything like that. She thinks that in her mind, but I know that I'm taking care of my home. She thinks it's her home. No, you just live here. It's my home. My name is on the paper. My name, not yours. And I don't argue with her. I don't say nothing back. But in my mind, that's what's playing in my mind. Like itch, yeah, itch. Dirty, exactly, dirty yell, dirty. And I went there and I cleaned. I go there. I told you guys I went there and I had to pull the weeds and weed whack and do the landscaping and whatever. I don't care. I don't mind doing it because it's mine. I will make sure that it looks presentable and that the neighbors around don't. The worst thing that you can do is make the neighbors in the area who live there and take pride in their homes see, oh, that's the rental property. They don't care. They keep the place nasty. You don't want to be the house that's like the rental property. So not everything is negative. It's the way you view it. I clean. I don't mind. I put on the proper PPE to protect myself from other people's germs, and I clean. And they know we clean. And the more we clean, the more upset she gets. Because I have to clean after a grown adult because you're so nasty. But I'm doing it because I don't care, because this is my home. You just live here. And the nasty messages and the obnoxious communication and the this and the that constantly, it doesn't have any affect, because she's not my family, you're not my friend. She People say things. I'll say this. People say things to you and they put the onus on you. So the onus right now, my mouth, is um you don't care. You don't even care about what's going on. Something like, I don't care. Do I have to care about you? Like, I have to, sometimes step back, and I'm talking to you, to myself, and talking in front of you guys. It's not my job to care about the nitty gritty of every damn person. I'm supposed to care about you in terms of you're a human being and you have a right to a safe and clean place to live, as my role as the homeowner. Blessings, true, mammy. That's my job. And I take that seriously. So I clean the place, you keep it safe, you keep it nice, you keep it organized. Me caring about your feelings, to me, that's a miss me with that, because you don't care about my feelings. Because through the last few years, mom was sick, mom passed away, gone through a lot of things, lost a sibling early in age to cancer. She left her two kids behind. A lot has happened in my life. Does she care about me? So why do I have to care about you beyond the limitations of being a landlord? Again, miss me with that. Oh, you don't care. And then trying to make you feel guilty. I'm the worst person to come to with that, because I don't care. I care about you to the level I'm supposed to care about you. Anything beyond that is a no, because we don't have a relationship. You're not my friend. You're not my family. You're not even an acquaintance. I have to deal with you respectfully and civilly and with kindness and empathy, yes, but I don't have to care. Caring is energy. Caring is putting time into somebody who I don't want to put time into, in my opinion. Maybe it's not considered that in your mind, but in my mind, it is. I'm not putting any more energy into people who have and will not give them any emotional response. You have no affect or effect on my life and my day-to-day dealings. And they always want to try to throw, well, you don't, I don't care. I don't. I don't even like you. I don't. But I tolerate you as a means to an end. Blessings, mama's handprint. I tolerate you. And that's what I'm moving towards now. Oh, you're cold. Oh, you're a bitch. You're a bitch. To you, I'm a itch. To somebody else, I'm the kindest person in the world. It depends where you are in my categories. And I don't have to care. I'm not taking on other people's issues. If you think I don't care, that's your problem to deal with, not mine. That's the whole point. Have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. I'll see you next month when it's time to pay the rent. All the best to you in the new year. Blessings to you. And in the back of my mind, I hope you clean your house and clean your stuff, because I don't know how you have a man, but I'm smiling and waving. Good, God bless you. And I leave. I don't have to be invested in anybody. And they want you to be invested. I'm not invested in you. I'm invested in me. I'm invested in me. And what do I want to accomplish for 2023? And if you're not helping me and moving me towards it, you've got to go. And people's feelings in 2023 have got to go. Later, G Mama. Thanks for popping through. I'm supposed to be ending. I said that I'm ending at 10:30 now. I'm ending at 11 o'clock. I'm ending. I want to be like Hutch and just go click. So in part of your goals for 2023, write them down. And sometimes, in some cases, not everything, because there's always caveats and nuances to everything. Sometimes people's feelings have got to go. You can't even be concerned about it. Your feelings are not my problem, are not my concern. You don't pay my bills in my home. You don't help me with my day-to-day life. You're not here for me if I'm in the time of need. You're not here. You're not in the circle. I'm not wasting energy on people, places, things that's not going to benefit me and me getting my goals. And I make no apologies for that. I will not apologize for that. I will not. Some people don't like. I had some conversations in the holiday season about things, and I'm telling people lately, I'm not apologizing. I will apologize for the way that it came out, because maybe it came out abrupt and cold. Blessings, Prepper 101. But I will not apologize for what I said, because I'm not wrong. And they're looking at me. I will not apologize because I'm not wrong. But I will apologize if it didn't come out in the most kind or patient manner. I will apologize for my tone, but I will not apologize for what I said. No. And they want to waste time, and go around in circles having conversations and arguments and this and that and that and that. And I said finally in the conversation, no is a complete sentence. When somebody tells you no, when you're trying to help somebody and they say no, the buck stops there. Direct your energy somewhere else. They don't want it. They don't need it. They may be going down a dangerous path that you can see and you know it's dangerous. Leave them alone. They said no. Respect people's no, even if it's to their detriment. You have to respect people's no. And the other person said no, and they're trying to and convince me. I'm like, why are you wasting your breath? You think I have hit the mic? You think I have time to waste my energy having a conversation when the person already said no? Do you have I was like, yo, you're the problem now. The person said no 20 minutes ago. Let me see the chat. Like, enough with that. Hit the road, Jack, and don't come back no more. Exactly, no more. We're done. Time is so short, which is life is short, Hutch is saying, to be slowed down by someone else's feelings. I'm not worrying. That is like a baggage I'm not carrying this year. Are you? No, it's a fake background, Prepper 101. It's a virtual background. It's the same background you'll see other people have. Life is too short. I'm not wasting any more time and energy. And the fact that they're wasting time engaging in a conversation that the person said no, either talk about something else or end it. Like, I'm not wasting time and energy. If you're not into prepping, no problem. I'm not going to talk about prepping. I'm not wasting time. If you're not into whatever, we're not wasting time. It's not my job to make you feel better. It's not your job to make me feel better. That's my responsibility and your own independent responsibility. I'm not doing that. But anyways, I'm going to close off. I'm going to summarize. I'm going to go get the stuff to make my green juice and stuff. I'm doing my cleanse. I'm going to record some videos today to get them out for you this week. When they drop, please watch them and thumbs them up so they can be spread out, because I'm putting a lot of effort to making them look decent. So please watch the videos. Again, I will summarize. I'm asking you guys, I'm suggesting for this year to write some goals. I'm suggesting to write at least 9 goals. Goal 1 to 3 are things that you can accomplish between 3 and 6 months' time. Goals 4 to 6, I lost my count. Goals 4 to 6 are goals that you can accomplish by the end of 2023 or January of 2024. And then lastly, goals 7 to 9 are goals that you want, larger goals that you want to accomplish in this year to year 3. So a 1 to 3 year goal. So for those of us who are looking for land or homesteading or something, we can have a good time to kind of research, prep, get our finances in order, figure out how we're going to do it, where we want to do it, and move forward from there. Some of you may want to move from a different state, move different country. I don't know, but that's what I'm suggesting. Write them down on a piece of paper. You can write it on a notepad in your cell phone. You can do a vision board, whatever you want to do. Have it written down and start looking at that regularly and figure out how your 2023 is going to look. Okay? I'm going to end the live, but I'll leave it running for a few minutes. For those of you who want to type #urban to drop your link, you can drop your link now and let people find you. So drop your link. I'll see you next week. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others.